What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jernsky, and I'm back out again with another Airsoft YouTube video. And today I've got I'm answered a question that I got asked recently, and it's what is inside of my G&G SSG1? What makes it so damn good? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go through everything, all of the builds list, everything you would need to do if you want to build it up just like your boy Jernsky. And I'll tell you right now, it's not cheap. I didn't buy this all at once. It was over the course of like 3 years since I've got this gun. I did not buy it all at once, nor did I plan on buying this. But let's get right into it. First, you're gonna need a SSG1, of course. Without the SSG1, the whole build kind of doesn't work. You can build everything else out, but if you want to get it exactly like mine, you got to get the SSG1. Now, I ran this as a AEG for a very, very long time, and it served its purpose. Well, not a very long time, about a year, and it served its purpose. It was good. There's nothing wrong with keeping it an AEG, so if you do just decide to buy the SSG, I bought this model that came with the battery and charger. I mean, there's no reason to really change it unless you play all the freaking time and you want the best of the best. Next, I got the Inferno Gen 2, which, as you can see, is pretty also expensive. So we're right at the $600 price point right now, a little bit higher. Now, I got this because I heard that the jack doesn't like to sit inside gearboxes really well. It's not as accurate. Its air efficiency is also a little bit lower. I didn't really give a shit about fanning your trigger, because if you fan your trigger, you're a loser anyway, because, I mean, just hit your freaking shots, kid. If you can shoot a third of a BB faster than me, that's not going to make a difference if you can hit your shots, kid. So I don't really give a shit about fanning or finger banging my trigger, so I went with the Inferno Gen 2. Now, I did get the Spartan edition, which has, I mean, it has lower trigger response than even I would want. It's really slow if you're using the actual Spartan electronics. But to get around that, I bought the Polar Star trigger board, Polar Star FCU, the wire harness for the Polar Star, and the bullet, whatever this is called, bullet valve lead for 214 and 309 solenoids. This part I forgot about this, and I had to like buy and get extra shipping for just a $7 item, because if you don't have this, the wire for the, where's it at? The wire for this it's soldered to the board, so it doesn't come off. So you can't just unplug that and use it on this trigger board, because it doesn't fucking come off. So you have to use this to connect your board to your engine, and then you use this to connect your board to your FCU, and then you plug your battery in here. I mean, if you know how to do HPA, that's how everything works. But yeah, so I have all of this in here. So just to recap, it is a Inferno Gen 2 with complete Polar Star electronics. And the reason for that is this is more consistent than a jack, and it's more air efficient than a jack. So if you're going to a field and they charge to refill your air, I'm looking at you, Nashville. If you go to a field and they make you like pay to refill air, it goes a long way to only have to do that one time. And with the Inferno, I've never had to fill up my tank more than once ever going to a field that charges, because they fill it up all the way to 3,000 and that's it. So yeah. Now for the trigger, I didn't get the blue one. I'm going to buy a blue one, but I did get the tunable speed HPA trigger. They're freaking disgusting. Don't get any other trigger. This is the best trigger to get. I will argue until the fucking cows come home about this. This is the best trigger to get. Don't get another one. I got the Max hop-up unit in here now. Now, I did have this hop-up for the G&G unit. Now, there's nothing wrong with this hop-up. This hop-up clicks. You hear that? It clicks. Because it clicks, it's going to hold your whatever, like wherever you're setting at, better than the Max, because the Max doesn't click, it just rolls. Now, all that aside, it is an extremely good hop up, and it can hop a lot heavier BBs than this. I have to turn the original one up almost halfway, 3/4 of the way to get 2.5, 2.8s to fly straight. This I can't turn up past like 1, 2, or 3 and get 2.5s or 2.8s to fly. And I mean, you can also use it on outdoor fields where you have to use like 3s or 3.5s to get the freaking range. You can crank this up and it'll still be able to hop it. So this is a better hop up in the terms that it can hop heavier BBs, but that is more, I don't know, that one clicks, so it just doesn't move whenever you hit your setting. That's the main thing. And I like clicking hop ups. Also, I got the CNC drop stock by Tap Airsoft. I got the low profile one, so I had to sand down the receiver on here. Now, the reason I had to get this is because this right here, this thing right here, it won't fit through that right there. There's a little joint in this little area and it won't fit through it. So I had to get this to even be able to let this thing work. For the wire to even come through here, I had to do that. And it was a pain in the oose. I'm gonna tell you what. I also use the amped IGL. I would recommend using an IGL and not using the line that comes with the Inferno Gen 2. Just because it's one of these. It's just like a little rubber doohickey plastic thing. And I mean, it's gonna break. So you're gonna replace it anyway. So you might as well buy it and just have it in here and just have the good one the whole time. So there's no reason to not get that. As far as a bucking that's inside my hop-up, I'm using the Maple Leaf Super Macaroon. I am using the 70-degree bucking, the blue one right here. I didn't know anything about buckings when I bought it because I've had this in there for quite some time. I had this the bucking in here almost as long. It was one of the first upgrades I did was I bought this Super Macaroon bucking, and I put it in the old hop-up, and it didn't tear. It's not messed up or anything. It's been like going fine for like 3 years, which is pretty wild for a little rubber bucking. But yeah, I just got the 70 degree because it was in the middle and I didn't know anything about bucking, and I didn't know a fucking thing about bucking, and they didn't have this little graph here that tells you like what FPSs to hit your shit at. So I just got the one in the middle because I figured that was going to work. And I mean, I probably could have got away with the 60 degree, but this works, I mean, extremely well. It's if you've seen you know how accurate this damn thing is. This thing's freaking nuts. And the last upgrade I just recently did to it was I put a Prometheus type bore inner barrel 6.03 because I thought for forever that this had a 6.03 already in it. I thought that aluminum barrel was already a 6.03. It's not a freaking 6.03. It's like a 6.08. It's like the regular wide bore. Like, it's freaking huge. So I swapped that over, and my FPS jumped huge because of course that's what's gonna happen. And it's a freaking tack driver. I mean, this entire builds list, I'm gonna put everything in the description, links to the pages where they are. This isn't necessarily where I bought them from. I think I bought most of my stuff from Amped, Evac, Polar Star, and I bought the barrel from LA Kappa Custom. And I think I bought the hop-up from LA Kappa Custom as well. But yeah, that's everything that's inside this build. I know it was kind of like wham, 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 and just went through all of it really quick. But I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, I just bought the upgrade parts that you're gonna buy. Like, I just bought what you buy to upgrade your freaking gun. There's nothing really complicated about it. The most important thing that I can say if you want to mimic this build is you have to get this Inferno Gen 2, Polar Star trigger board version 2, the FCU, the wiring harness, and the bullet valve lead. You have to get this, or else you won't be able to connect your board and your FCU to your engine. Okay? So, I mean, yeah, there's nothing else to really say. That's the build. So if y'all want to do it. I don't know how much that was. I wasn't counting, so I'm going to put the total for how much everything cost right there. Y'all will know exactly how much everything cost. It's very expensive, but it is the cheapest and best, most accurate gun that I can find. Like, this is the most cost-effective build. So, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that answers all of the questions about what is inside this thing. Peace. Oh, all glory goes to God. Never forget that. My man, JC.